Hey, I have the cutest book. It's one of my favorites. The Berenstain Bears is amazing, and I think everybody should read it. So I was thinking of you, and I wanted to read you this book. The Berenstain Bears Forget Their Manners. I love manners, and I love Mama Bear. I love it. It says, please and thank you help quite a lot to make a polite bear out of one who's not. So the words might be backwards, but the pictures are amazing. I'll try to keep it in the line. I came in here because I got my ring light, so it's good lighting. All right, here we go. There was trouble in the big tree house down a sunny dirt road, deep in bear country. Trouble with manners. The bear's family trouble with manners was that they forgot them. Oh. Can you see that one? Well, let's see what happens. At first, it was just an occasional please or thank you that was forgotten. And then there was a rude push without an excuse me. Then a reach across the table instead of a please pass the broccoli. You see all the pictures? Look at Mama's face. Oh! All right. Mama Bear wasn't quite sure how or why it happened, but she was sure of one thing. Whatever the reason, the Bear family had become a pushing, shoving, name-calling, ill-mannered mess. You see, brother? Silly head, fuzzy brain, noodle puss. At the table, it was even worse. There were a grabbing, mouth-stuffing, food fighting, kicking under the table, super mess. Of course, Mama Bear tried to correct brother and sister's bear's behavior. She tried coaxing. She tried complaining. She even tried shouting. Well, she tried going to Papa for help, though it sometimes seemed that Mama was part of the problem, or seemed to Mama that he was part of the problem. Ooh. Papa banged the table and shouted as only he could shout, but nothing really seemed to do any good. Mama didn't like what was happening to her family. Right over here. Something had to be done, but what? The best way to fight bad habits, she thought, was with good habits. Then she thought of a plan. She got a big piece of cardboard and a marker, and at the top she wrote, "The Bear Family Politeness Plan." When the plan was finished, she called a family meeting. And showed it to Papa and the cubs. Look at their eyes. All right, let's see what's on this page. Whew. But Mama, sputtered the cubs, you're not being fair. It seems to me, she said, that you're the ones who aren't being fair to yourselves or anyone else. That's what manners are all about, being fair and considerate. Manners are very important. They help us to get along with each other. Why, without manners... Your Mama's absolutely right, interrupted Papa. Thank you, Papa, for your comment, but interrupting is number 3 on the rude list, and the penalty is dusting the downstairs, Mama said, and handed him the feather duster. This is serious business. Oh, goodness. You see the list all over there? And what's Papa doing? Dusting? Oh, my goodness. Okay, said Brother. This looks serious. I think we better come up with a plan on our own, or we're going to do a lot of extra chores. What sort of plan? Asked Sister. Well, he said, we will be instead of just being polite, we'll be super polite. We'll please and thank you so much that Mama will get fed up and call the whole thing off. Yes, said Sister, we'll be so polite she won't be able to stand it. They put their plan into action. They were super polite on the stairs. After you, Sister dear. Well, thank you, brother. In the hall. Excuse me, brother dear. Why, certainly, dear sister. Waiting for the bathroom. Terribly sorry to keep you waiting. Nothing to think of it, my dear. They're super good. All right, here we go. But it didn't work out the way they expected. Mama didn't get fed up, and after all, while brother and sister forgot about being super polite, they were just polite. At the table, pass the honey, please. Certainly. In their room, would you like me to help you pick up your choice? Thank you very much. So sweet. All right, over here. In the yard. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. That's all right. No harm done. And things turned out the way that Mama had been right. Things did go more smoothly. Once they got into good manners habit, they didn't even have to think about it. Oh man. But it wasn't easy for Papa. He was the one who got fed up. It's a little harder to change habits when you're older, and he had to do quite a few extra chores for forgetting his manners. I'm glad to get out of the house anyway from that politeness plan, he said as he drove the family along the highway on a trip to the supermarket. Manners and courtesy are just as important away from home, especially on the road, said Mama as they stopped at the stop sign to let pedestrians and other cars pass. They help us to drive safely. Oh, look at that cute little baby. Oh, do you see Mama's hat? How her hat's different from her house hat? All right. Well, grumbled Papa as they went into the busy supermarket, I think you can have too much of a good thing. You've got to have common sense along with manners. Why, if you let everyone go ahead of you in the checkout, you'll be forever. See all the people? And sometimes you have to interrupt. Excuse me, ma'am, he interrupted a shopper, but I believe you have a leaking bottle in your cart. The shopper thanked him for his help. You see, he said, driving home, there's more to life than remembering your manners. Besides, manners are all right for cubs and mama bears. Bonk! See that? Oh man, it looks like he crashed in. But we Papa Bears have other things to think about. At that moment, the car in front of them stopped, and suddenly a Papa bumped into it. He was furious. Why, that pinhead fiddle brain, he snarled. Name calling, reminded Sister. The penalty for name calling was cleaning the whole cellar. Oh my, look at that man coming. So Papa gritted his teeth and remembered his manners, and a good thing too, because climbing out of the car was the biggest, angriest bear he'd ever seen. Oh, look at Papa's face. Ooh, that looks like a big bad bear. Okay, let's. But when the angry bear saw how polite Papa was, he remembered his manners too. He explained that he had stopped short because of a mama duck and her ducklings had crossed in front of him. Then he and Papa Bear looked at their bumpers and saw that no harm had been done. As I was saying, said Papa, they continued on their way, it's very important for us to remember our manners at all times. And I want to thank you, Sister, for reminding me to remember mine. You're very welcome, I'm sure, and Sister Bear said politely. That's all. Hope you have the best day. Bye.